Just today I want to talk about fertility building in an organic rotation. This is a key difference between organic farming and conventional farming, because we as organic farmers do not use artificial fertilisers. And artificial nitrogen usually comes in the form of ammonium nitrate, which is produced by heating natural gas at very high temperature and pressure and producing prills which are spread on the soil. That's artificial fertiliser. So in organic systems we build the fertility naturally, with especially the nitrogen element. So here in this field we have an organic grass clover ley, but in fact it's more than that. It's got 3 different types of grasses, 3 different types of clovers, it's got vetches and also several weeds, but that's all beneficial. And all these together, they're all rooting at different levels. The clover and the vetches are fixing nitrogen from the atmosphere. The grass has got an amazing rooting system, bringing up nutrients from down in the soil, and also it's encouraging all the soil life. It's all feeding the soil life. So with this, we tend to grow it, and mainly it was just being topped and allowed to go back into the soil to feed the soil. Some parts of it we're grazing with sheep, and also in the last year of this rotation of this ley we put the chickens on it. So it's usually down for 2 years. So here we have the clovers, that's a red clover, and the smaller clover is a white clover, and then we also have the different types of grasses, which it's not very clear which ones are different, but they're different rye grasses. Some come early in the season, some later in the season, and also they all have different rooting levels. They have different rooting systems. Some are rooting quite deep and bringing up nutrients from further down, some are shallower, but they actually have an amazing effect on feeding the soil and breaking up the soil, all the root system. And also in the mixture we put vetches as well, which is also a legume fixing nitrogen, and that grows very prolifically. So in the summer this just grows incredibly quickly, and we have a really dense sward, and we chop that, mulch it down, and it regrows. It just keeps regrowing and feeding the soil. So although it's autumn, September now, there aren't so many flowers around, but this is in the summer. We've got these red clover flowers, and this is a crimson clover flowers, and this is just an abundance of flowers at certain times, and it's all great for insects and attracting insects. So that's another aspect of green manures, green cover crops. It's just great for insects. It's another source of nectar. So really, just to emphasise the point here, that here we are fixing these nutrients and fixing this fertility using the sun's energy, solar energy on these plants, photosynthesizing, producing plant material, organic growth, and that the plants themselves are feeding the soil. It's all a symbiotic relationship, which is very different from conventional agriculture, which is using fossil fuels to create artificial fertilizers. So I really encourage you to support organic, the concept of regenerative farming and organic farming, and we can get more advice from us or more information from the Soil Association, a great source. And regenerative farming is becoming really popular now, even in the conventional world. So this concept of growing crops, green cover crops to feed the soil, is really taking off throughout the whole of farming. A lot of farmers realise that this is possibly the way to become carbon neutral by 2040. We need to reduce the amount of artificial fertilisers we're using. So we're really, I really encourage you to support, to really understand what's happening here. It's a fundamental thing to what I see as good agricultural practice. And please support organic farming